All right. Hey, folks, we are going to continue working on the asset production for the supplement that's coming out less than 7 days. Light of Xaryxis, the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration supplement. Give me a second here to check my signal, make sure I'm coming through. We'll go through my intro spiel, and then we'll get to work here for a couple hours. So let's see. Tracking this down, doing a mic check. One, two, three. Doing a mic check. Cool. Sounds like we're coming through A-OK. So I'm going to boost my notifications on the internet here real quick just to do a shout out for folks. And I'll go through my intro here in a hot second, and then we'll get to work. So let's see. There's that. And if you don't want to listen to the intro, you can skip past it like in 30 seconds here. But for folks that haven't been around before, hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing game supplements. I illustrate them and I publish them online. And I have been focusing my attention on this supplement you can see here on screen, Spelljammer Combat and Exploration. Since the release of the new version, the 5th edition rendering of the Spelljammer setting from 2nd edition, Wizards of the Coast published this back in August 2022, and you can actually let me move my screen here around. Bloop, bloop, there we go. You can actually, if you go down into the playlist here, episode number 1 is me actually going through the mechanics that they have for ships. And I think one of the big things that folks were expecting from this was mechanics for ship combat. Like they had in Swamps of Saltmarsh, they had ship combat for boats on the water. In Descent into Avernus, they had vehicle combat for trucks and wheeled vehicles going through the desert. And so when Spelljammer came out, I think there was a lot of expectation that we would see vehicle mechanics for airships and flying machines, and that just didn't happen really. So at least they were really thin and minimal, and they said if you wanted more mechanics, you could just refer to Ghost of Saltmarsh and use that just flying, not on the water. So that left a real a real deflation. So since then till now, we've been building out this document here. It's from cover to cover. It's 107 pages. 80 pages are just mechanics. Basically, what we did is we took the combat, spellcasting, and adventuring chapters from the Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide and converted them for use in combat at the 5, 50, and 500-foot scale. You can see demonstrated here. And over here, the 5-foot scale, 50-foot scale, and 500-foot scale differences in ships. And in the spellcasting, let's click that button here. Bloop, take it down to spellcasting. We built through the helm and the orrery station and different spell amplifiers that are equipment aboard a ship. You can upcast to increase the scale of spells that you're casting. And then the exploration chapter is full of mechanical details about like visibility, distance, encountering or avoiding objects in space, hiding, all the different type of like running into things, moving through astral space or through the astral sea, entering wild space systems, the planets, how they move in orbits, the duration of time it takes to move, the speed of the planets and moons in comparison to the speed of ships, moving through and out of atmosphere, ship hazards for like fires, infestations, crew mutinies. We can go back up here to the table of contents and click on ship roles. Here's all the action economy that characters can use. A normal round of combat with object interaction, actions, bonus actions, and reactions. That characters can mix and match their role on deck of a ship, wielding a sword and throwing a spell, or being a pilot and using some of their action economy to fly a ship. Being a siege commander to use some of their action economy to command crews of siege crews to load, aim, and fire siege weapons. Squad commanders to do the same, but to both control the movement of and the rate of fire for whole squadrons or fleets of ships. And then the support option to provide opportunities and advantages and efficiencies for all the other roles that you can be playing. You can mix and match these things. You can have multiple pilots co-piloting a ship. You can have multiple characters acting as siege commanders together in tandem to make sure you get the most action out of your siege weapons per round. A team can break up or combine squadrons and fleets of ships to be able to attack in unison in great barrages, or to break up their action economy to take on different tasks, maneuvering through a fleet of enemy ships. So all these things can be interchanged and work together. And then the last 25 pages of the document is a conversion guide for Light of Xaryxis, where we take all these mechanics and we demonstrate how they can be used in a practical application by converting the Light of Xaryxis that was included in Spelljammer's Adventures in Space. Light of Xaryxis is the showcase adventure to demonstrate how Wizards in 5e thinks that you can run a campaign in Spelljammer. And we take the book, Light of Xaryxis, and we convert it in this 25-page conversion manual, adding ship encounters and combat scenes, characters interacting with the space creatures more like on fightercraft, as well as fleet and squadron mechanics interacting with the Xaryxian armada. And so this is all, we've been building out the assets to this. So here's the book cover that we created back in episode 15, if you want to check that out. Best way to support the channel: like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Thank God we picked up some more subscribers since this morning. Thanks, guys, for being interested in the work that we're doing here. I really appreciate that. And you can follow me on X Twitter at Phil Kearney. And big shout out to the Reddit subreddit Spelljammer community, the Spelljammer Preservation channel, for being a great place to host the content that I create and having so many cool conversations that just compel me to keep working at this. So if you think this stuff is cool, I'm here 11 times per week. I stream 6 days a week, and Mondays, afternoons, and evenings on various days. We always got something new that's going on, so be welcome to check it out. So right now what we're doing is we are finishing up the last pieces of the assets that are in this folder. We have all the different images and graphs, icons, the systems that we have here. These are all assets that we've created here, doing the artwork over the past 350 episodes. Has mostly been creating all of the art assets for this book. Like, here's an asteroid field that we created to surround Topola's tower, that you can hunt Scaver inside of to earn her help in teaching you about the systems that you want to go visit later in the campaign. So that the more using the rules of astral travel, the more familiar you are with a destination, the faster you can get there. So Topola can, instead of providing with an orrery, that is what they suggest in the Adventures in Space, you already have one. So what she can provide for you is familiarity with the locations that you want to go to. She can provide you with a system map so you know what you're looking at, and she can tell you about each world on that system map and the experiences that she had exploring these places, or retelling stories that she's heard about them from others. And that, the more she tells you, the more familiar you become with the location, the faster and easier it is for you to get there in the Astral Sea to help collapse time frames. And throughout the book, there's the different allies that you can connect with, like for example, parlaying with Garganhale. Grimzod Garganhale has been to the wild space systems the characters seek and may be convinced to help. Grimzod has seen Doom Space casually during a previous visit. He can navigate to the system in 7 or roll 2d8 days. Garganhale has viewed Xaryxis space once while tracking Xaryxian star moths through the Astral Sea. He can travel to the system in 12 days, or you could roll 3d10, number of days to get there. And then as you move further and further through the adventure, for example, we get down to Astral Journey. There we go. So you're a symbol of fleet in spoiler alerts, in Doom Space, right? So once the Coalition enters the Astral Sea, roll the number of days the journey to Xaryxis space requires. The description Topola has of Xaryxis space is enough to find the system in 25 days, or roll 40-12. Garganhale has viewed Xaryxis space once, taking 16 or... Hold on, that's supposed to be 12. No, yeah, it's supposed to be 12. Let me fix that real quick. That's supposed to be 12 days. I don't know how I typoed that. There we go. Pop this open. We'll drop down to that page. We'll fix it. Hold on real quick. 9, blast them off. Requires 9 days to get to Xaryxis space, and if you have the princess with you and Vokath are both very familiar with Xaryxis space, taking only 3 days or D6 days to arrive. So let's check out blast them off real quick to make sure that I don't have another mistake in here. Blast them off. Characters to the system in 6 days. That's not correct. It should be 9 days here and 16 days there. So let's go down to that chapter. 9 days and 16 days. Even at this stage, I can still make some corrections. 9 days. And Gargan Hill gets there in 16. There we go. Save that. Cool. All right. Corrected. Thanks. I'll be doing another sweep of this before we publish it, just to make sure I have all the flaws resolved. But yeah, so the Astral Sea, depending on how familiar you are with it and who you have on your team, will get you there faster, as you can see. So, and then you have your fleet. You take your fleet there. Then you conduct the battle to close distance with the fortress, the Citadel of Light. And once you do close with the Citadel, you can land and then storm the temple, and then save the multiverse. There you go. So let's see. I'm going to. Hey, thank you, Timely Timer. Let's extract this real quick. Actually, I'm not going to waste my time with that right now. I am going to pop open my updates, and we're going to double check the Astral Sea travel times for consistency. There. And I need to update my credits. I'm still waiting to get some feedback. I'm still waiting to get actual names and email addresses for my playtesting team. Get that out of the way for now. Okay, cool. Back on track. So what do we need to do still? I still need to extract Warbirds, the Citadel Starbeam, the close-up of the Temple of Xaryxis, as well as the Citadel of Light, both the top side and underside of that for people to have to conduct battle with. Otherwise, I've already taken care of these tokens. I do need to grab a Star Moth, so let's go do that. ET assets, ships, vessels, copy. There we go. Star Moth. And we also need a Warbird. So let's go fetch our Warbird. There's a close-up of him. There you go. Looking good, buddy. These are little 50-foot craft, and they fly around in a. So the team has you have your fleet, right? In six. Basically, they occupy 6 squares at the 500-foot scale. All of these ships, each of these squares here are 50 feet in size. So this square occupies a 500-foot square. This is a 500-foot square. This is a 500-foot square, as are these all 500-foot squares. So when you're actually on the map, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, which is A, B, C, and then D, E, and F. These are the ships that you have in your fleet that approaches the Citadel of Light. These 8 squadrons that are defending the Citadel from your attack. That fleet has 4 Star Maws per squadron. And then back here inside of the space that's being occupied by the Citadel, you have all these little W monikers. And these are squadrons of Warbird defenders. There's 5 Warbirds per squadron. There's 8, so there's a total of 40 Warbirds. Each squadron, so if your team fires a barrage at the Citadel, right? Like for example, the Sauron faction. See, if you were to command the Sauron faction to fire all weapons at the Citadel, the entire squadron together would do 18d6 times 10, or you could or if you wanted to use the single target large number rules, it'd be a d6 times 180 damage that it would deal to the Citadel. So instead of the Citadel or possibly buildings on the Citadel being crushed by siege weapon fire, the Warbird defenders, their job is to use a reaction to intercept those shots and take the hits for the Citadel. That's going to wreck a number of these ships. Each of these ships only has 100 hit points a pop. So if it's going to be d6 times 180, it's going to take out 3 or 4 of these squadrons in a single barrage. So essentially, if any ships survive, they then go and dock back at the military docks here, the Imperial docks at Area 2 on the map. And so if basically the Citadel can soak, the Warbirds can basically intercept and soak 8 shots from these from the Allied fleet targeting the Citadel. And if the Allies are attempting to do that, they aren't attacking the Xaryxian fleet. So we have all these things broken out, that there's multiple instances of combat. You want to get through the blockade here of Xaryxian Star Maws to then attempt to invade the space of the Citadel of Light, with the Warbirds trying to prevent you from doing so. There's also all these little markers here. There's 27. There's 17 on the top side, and then there's 10 of them on the bottom of the map. These are trebuchet towers. And so these trebuchet towers, they do 3d8 times 10 or d8 times 30, depending on how quickly you want to roll the math. But each does d8 times 10 damage each, and they all fire together as a single siege tower or trebuchet tower. And there's 27 of them on the fortress. So at any given time, whether the team is attacking the top side or the underside of the fortress, teams of 3 or 2 trebuchet towers coordinate their movement as a stationary squadron to be able to dump in shitloads of damage of stone, tossing at the Allied fleet. So the players are going to be on board. It's assumed that the players are all aboard the Second Wind, the ship that you pick up at the Rock of Brawl. The Last Breath, Garganhale's galleon could be with you. And then you've got the Hammer ship and all the squid ships that were contributed by Vokath the Mercane, if you're successful in gathering allies during the course of the diplomacy part of the campaign, of the adventure. And then you all go on and attack this thing. You could attempt to overtake the Citadel by force by fighting your way through all of the enemies, or you could use this as a distraction to engage these guys in combat. And then you, on the Second Wind, could have Garganhale turn your ship invisible so that you can quietly land on the underside and then run through the woods here to where the Temple of Light is located. Jump off the edge, bounce through the gravity plane, end up on the top side. And where do we go? Here we are. And then you can just climb up the side of it And then go check out the Citadel of Light, enter the facility, have the final conflict in chapter 11 and 12, and then the campaign ends. So there you go. So all the mechanics that you need to do that right now. So having said all that, let's go dive into our document here. And we got our warbirds taken care of. So we got the Trebuchet Tower taken care of. We got the warbirds taken care of. We still need to take care of the actual Temple of Light. So let's just go ahead and do that right now while we can. Let's go to duplicate that group in a new layer. Bloop, there we go. Let's put a white background on this. So let's merge this group, and then let's apply this layer mask, and then let's highlight this, and then let's image crop. Holy crop! And then we can, so that's squared off there. That's squared off pretty good here. 1, 2. Let's drop the pixels here. So image, canvas size. Does that have a is there a 2 pixel ring all the way around it? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to reduce the width by 6 and the height. 1, 2, 3. The height by 2. Double checking here real quick. 3 and 3. 3 and 6. Let's do it like this. Canvas size, pixels. $880. 1135. Crop. There we go. Now image, canvas size, pixels. Image, canvas, pixels. Oh. Double checking real quick here. Making sure my math is good. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Good. And now let's actually fix this. So canvas size there, inches, pixels, height, 1134. Okay, good. And then down here, let's just clean this up. Image, crop. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. So image, canvas size, pixels reduced by 7. And this is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. So let's take image. Let's take image size. There. Transparent background, image. Save as. Let's go Temple of Light, 500 foot space, 10 by 10. Bam. No need to save that specifically. I apparently hit save for some reason. Let's open that. Fleet, system. Let's see. I don't specifically need this whole map, but I do need that star beam. So let's see what I can do. To extract that. All right. How about we do this? Duplicate the layer. Let's go to new. Yes. Go with image. Crap. How's this gonna suss out? Let's grab our grid. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we could probably make this work. Let's duplicate this. Our goal is for this beam to be 2 miles, which is going to be 20 squares at the 500 foot square. So we're already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the length of the beam that we need. How are we gonna, what do we want to do to stretch you there? Grab this like this for start. Blop, blop, do that. Bring this all in. Ho, 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 ho. That makes life easier, doesn't it? Oh, that's even more convenient. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. This is all lining up very, very nice. Let's duplicate this group. Now let's merge this group down. We can apply the mask. And now what we want to do, %. That all back into place. One, two, three, four, five. Let's duplicate these in a separate layer, new. Let's image. Crop. Thank you, Timely Timer. Let's see. I think what I want to do . I want to make this 500 square. I want to have this 100 squares wide and 2,000 squares long. That is the actual size of the beam that I need. Apparently, I was told that if I completely mute it, it makes the algorithm thinks I'm a bot. So I've been self-sabotaging my channel this entire time without really knowing it. That's sad, but I know now, and I'm wiser for it. So let's see. That. Do that. There we go. Very good, very good, very good. Very, 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 very good. So I want this to be file. And let's go to image size, and then pixels equals 100. What if we do this? Can we do this? 2,000. Okay. And then we can image canvas size. That's the way to do it. This is the way. And then we trim it to Ha ha ha. Very nice. So when you're on your battle map, you can lay this thing down as a stick. It's like anything that's in this line gets zapped by the star beam, which does like D8 times 100 damage. Anything inside of it takes a saving throw for half damage. And it's got a cooldown of 6 on a D6. So it's possible the team can close this. This should help motivate the team to close distance so they don't get completely shredded. But well, we'll see what players end up doing. Let's merge. Put this down. And we'll go File. Save as. PNG. Star Beam. One by 20. So what happens is the temple is connecting to the star, the central star of Xaryxis, right? Basically, there's a beam that goes, number 1 equals Imperial Citadel. And apparently it's at a tilted angle, so it doesn't run into these other planets. But regardless, there's a beam of energy that connects the two. And so the Citadel can siphon energy from the sun and then fire it as the star beam, a 2-mile beam of destruction at any target that gets in its way. So that becomes a deterrent to use against the team. If they're fucking around too much or the battle's taking on too long, you can start shredding ships with the star beam to motivate them to close distance and get the hell away from that thing. So that's done. That's done. That's done. That's wow, this page is done. Okay. So I guess the only thing we have left to do, let's get this out of the way, and we can get rid of that. The only thing we have left to do is the actual Citadel itself here. So let's do that. Pop. I'm gonna put a lock on this. I think I'm gonna save and close this up. I don't think I actually need this right now. I do want to take a quick look at our assets, though. Ah, good. It does have an arrow before on it. Okay, I wasn't sure. Let's go back out to Light of Xaryxis, Saviors of the Multiverse, get back into Chapter 10. So what'll happen is this star beam is 500 feet wide, 200 long, and so when we, I gotta go find, let's go find that asset. Let's see. Interior pages, that feels right. Done. Light of Xaryxis. There we go. There we go. This is where we actually want to be. Citadel of Light. This was where we were starting to build it. So I don't need that. I do need intercept map. Is this going to have everything that we need? What is the size of this image? 3,000? Oh, it's perfect. Fuck yes. Fuck yes, it's perfect. Okay, so like for example, If I were to duplicate this layer, merge that group. Right, so if this is the position that we had for the Citadel, and we were to try to go find that thing, open, production, BTT, Light of Xaryxis, part 4, Space Invaders, beam, Murph. What are you doing? You're embarrassing me in front of all my friends. Copy, paste. Why do you not? What is going on? Hold on. PNG. I can see you exist. Fine. Let's duplicate the layer. We'll do it your way. And then we'll go to Citadel of Light equals blimp. Thank you. Weird. And then we put our grid back in. Right. Each of these squares is 500 feet. So we go to here. Just drop this thing over the Citadel. There you go. That's your range. 20 squares. And you can like point it over this way if you want to instead. So during your adventure, you just drop this thing on wherever it lines up. So if there's any ships along over here trying to snake around, wah, they just get destroyed by this giant energy beam. Wah. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's see. What is some of... Okay, there we go. So we can take this and we can go File, Save As, Save to your computer. Production, VTT Assets, Light of Xaryxis. Wild space background. There we go. File, save as, computer, hello computer, production, VTT, go by 30, no grid. Plus grid. There, now there's this generic grid map you can have. And wait, we can do one better. seeing an inconsistency here. Oh, that's why. There's supposed to be an inconsistency. Right, that line specifically. Fair play. Let's go to here. Let's do PNG. Save as safety computer. PNG. Production. VTT. Light of Xaryxis. Grid, no. Background, 500 foot, 30 by 30. I can go into here. Grid, no background, wild space, background, 30 by 30 plus grid, background. There, 1, 2, 3. That's useful. We should actually put these, cut those, put those assets in here. There we go. And now sussing it out, guys. This is the last asset for the book. There's a large fluttering going on because I've been working on this since August 2022 till 23 August, and then September, October, November, December, January, February, and we're now pushing into March. We're now in our 19th month of building this thing, and I'm working on my last assets. I do have some ship stat sheets to do after this, but that's technically bonus content. All right, let's do this. All right, first things last, right? Let's duplicate this. Save as to your computer. Okay, and the next thing I want to do, image, canvas size, pixels, pixel perfect. It's pixel perfect. What I do need is file. I need to go fetch color token. That's not the right folder. God, my heart is pounding. Cool. Let's do that. Okay, so we have our air bubble. Do we have turrets in place? Yes, our turrets are all in place. Turrets are properly positioned. This is terrifying to me. Top side grid. Full color plus grid. File, save as JPEG. Underside, full color plus grid. File, save as. No grid. No grid. There we go. is going to be a... Save. Underside. Save as PNG. So the light top side, full color, transparent background, no grid. Did I just fuck up something? I feel like I lost something. Hold on. PNG. Full color, transparent background, no grid. Cool. File. Save as PNG. Transparent background, no grid. Next. No air bubble. Black and white. No color. Good. Very, very good. This is all as it should be. Jesus Christ. Like, wait a second. Black, white plus grid. So like top side, black and white plus grid. Bam, Doom Goggle. Perfect. Oh, it's perfect. It's all lining up so fucking perfect. Underside, black, white, grid. No grid. That was the last asset for the entire book. I do not need to save this. I can just let this close and do not save. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Okay. Okay. We still have some ship stat sheets to do. So I'm going to cut stream, and I think I need to decompress because this is a really monumental occasion for me. So I'm just going to let this sit and let myself cool off. I'm going to be back in the morning. We're going to... I love this. God, I love this so much. We're going to come back. Yeah, we'll be back in the morning in about 9 hours. We'll be back. We're going to continue work on the ship stat sheets. This is Monday. This is going to publish on the DMs Guild somewhere between Thursday and Saturday this week. I'm not sure exactly when because I want to nitpick it a little bit, and like we found that inconsistency with the astral travel numbers. I want to fix that. I want to make sure everything's pristine. This will publish somewhere between Thursday and Saturday this week. It is done, and now we're just doing cleanup. So we're going to be back tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday night. Monday morning, Tuesday morning. This is Monday. Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. We're going to see if we can get the stat sheets done for the ships. And if we can, then we start building the product page for the book on DMs Guild. And then we upload it. And then we let everyone know that it's live. And we start distributing the free copies to the playtest team. And my co-creators, Adam Hancock and Joseph Vargas, Ukulele Bard. And then I'll offer free copies for review to the different Discord channels and YouTube channels that I dig a lot. And see if they want to take a look at this with me. And then we'll be closing this chapter and moving on to the next thing. So, Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to need to take a little bit of a break. So I'm going to go ahead and cut stream now. Thank you so much to everyone that's been participating with this and taking an interest and excited about seeing it. As much as I am at showing it, we're not quite done yet, but this was a major milestone. So I appreciate you. Thank you. I'll see everybody in the morning. Laters, guys.